when you go from your comfort zone all the way out to your risk zone, does it feel like you're scaling a mountain in a blizzard with no gear? Total death sentence. If you feel that way, then this simple mindset trick is going to help you conquer anxiety, conquer your fear, conquer your doubt, and get you the life you want. Okay, let's break this down. Most people going from their comfort zone, which is like really cozy and safe, and it's a place where you can recover. It's very, very important, right? A lot of people that I've heard have told me in my past, like, get out of your comfort zone, get out of your comfort zone, Sarah Christine. And it's like, it feels really good in here. It's kind of small. I'm like really protected, right? That is, I found out, a really great thing, because we do need a comfort zone to recover and to rest. However, if you are like me and you were living in here day to day, right? I have dealt with paralyzing anxiety, fears, insidiousness of the fears, like my thoughts and emotions were always getting triggered and tied, would lead to an anxiety attack or a panic attack. Then let's walk through this, because this one mindset shift helped me conquer that. And when going from the comfort zone to the risk zone, most people, this is new job, traveling the world, getting that right relationship, having kids, getting married. Oh my gosh, starting your own business. There's so many amazing things that happen. And really, it's having the life that I've wanted, having the life that you want, really comes from jumping out of your comfort zone and getting into that risk zone. So if you're like me though, when I was first starting and I had paralyzing, horrendous anxiety, and like I said, the fears and doubts were knocking at my door every day, like right up in my face, going from my comfort zone to a risk was just going to the grocery store. So how did I come to getting that new job, opening businesses, traveling, being totally confident on airplanes, around strangers, I can go to the grocery store today without any problem. So let's talk about that. There's one thing between all of this empty space that I learned over time. So going from my comfort zone to risk, I'm like, wait a minute, there's a lot of void here. Why do I have to go all or nothing? Why does it have to be so extreme? It doesn't. There's a thing called learn and grow. That was a power statement. It's so loud. But the reality is I discovered there's an entire sphere between the comfort zone and the risk zone. And I've titled it, I call it for myself, the learn and grow. And the reason being is that, let's take an example, going to the grocery store, paralyzing anxiety. So when in the past, I would go to the grocery store, essentially get there, start having anxiety, get inside, have a panic attack, and leave. Go right back to my comfort zone and feel terrified, traumatized. And like, again, I wasn't living, and I felt that anxiety and my fear and doubts were running the show, that I wasn't running the show. And this was limiting me from getting the job, the relationship, the life, the fulfillment, the joy, just going out to dinner with friends. None of that was possible. So then I started going, what if I go from my comfort zone into this new zone, learn and grow, to get to the risk? So I would drive out of my comfort zone, out of my house, and I would be on the way to the grocery store. I would get to the grocery store, I'd feel anxiety, and then I would go, I'm in my learn and grow. Stay with me, guys, because I'm in my learn and grow, and that was enough. And then I would go home, conscious, present, being more self-aware. I'd order from Instacart or take out from DoorDash. But what I did was I accomplished something. I went to the grocery store. I drove there. Okay. The next day, I drove to the grocery store, and then I went inside. My anxiety then didn't kick in until I was about halfway in the grocery store, getting in there and starting to look around. And I was like, oh, I'm not liking these feelings, and I'm getting really scared. And I was having trouble. And then I just went home, got back in my car and went home. After a few times of this, I kid you not, just giving myself permission, no judgment, as to where I was at that time and allowing those little micro moments of learning and growing and allowing myself permission to just evolve into the risk zone. For sure, soon I was just going from my comfort zone, right through the learn and grow, into the high risk, going to the grocery store, coming back into learn and grow as I was in the grocery store. That took so much amazing energy. I felt like, wow, I remember the first time I walked out and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't have any of those sensations. So going from a comfort zone to risk is such an extreme jump. So giving ourselves permission to just get a soft landing, right, guys? Like just have something in between that's like, you know what? That was enough. Look, one of the biggest things that anxiety for me brings up is that I'm not enough, I don't do enough, and I don't have enough. And that going from comfort zone to risk just reinstated that. It was like validating that all the time. Sarah, Christine, you can't even go to the grocery store. How are you going to get on a plane and travel? How are you ever going to even meet the right person? How are you going to open this business that you want to? And that was when the fear and doubt would come in these little insidious like shapeshifters, and it would keep me stuck. It would keep me small. And the comfort zone is small and safe now for a reason. It's where I come back home to rejuvenate and rest. I can do that in anywhere. There's another trick. There's a bathroom anywhere in the world. So I can go into the bathroom, privacy, and I can just kind of breathe and get back into my comfort zone when I start to feel sensations. And then I go back out and I have a mindset shift where I am learning and growing. I give myself permission. If you're like me, I was raised with this mindset of one and done. You do it once and you don't make it, you plummet. You plummet back. There's no coming back. You don't get another chance. That was what I really believed and thought. And I saw that around me. But what I realized is that there is a whole new world of allowing myself to experiment without judgment and giving myself permission. Now, the first many times when I was like, drove my car there, you better believe I was like, this is so embarrassing. I'm driving home. I didn't even make it. But the second thought, my first thought is negative. The second thought and the first action is where I have power over. And so that second thought was, yeah, girl, but you got in the car and you got there. You got out of the house. That's a big step. So then coming back to the house, then I'm like, got out of the house and got into another building. Big step. Then I went back, right? And then it was just that process of allowing myself to have time to just be learning about experimenting and learning about myself. And then my cells calmed down. It's easier for me now. When I practice this, it's easier for me to get control over anxiety, get control over fear, over doubt, where the observer, the authority, Sarah Christine, your authority is in charge. And that's not somebody who's egotistical or dominating. That's where your source power, that's where your power is to say, wait a minute, I deserve, as you do, to live out of your comfort zone. And that is where it just catapulted, right? I've got new businesses. Now I'm traveling. My challenges are different, and overcoming those challenges where I thought the grocery store challenge was small. That is one of my priceless victories because of that, because of allowing myself and experimenting and allowing myself to breathe into this learn and grow sphere, not just jump extreme from comfort to risk. It really allowed me to do all the things that I do today, because without that move, I wouldn't be here now. And I'm so grateful. So if there's anything, I would love to hear in the comments if you guys have something similar, but try it out. Let me know if it works. But again, you can live out of your comfort zone with your confidence, with your body being calm, with overpowering and conquering anxiety, fear, and doubt. You can do it. Start experimenting here. Allow yourself the wonderful breathing room to learn and grow. You deserve it. Hello. It's Sarah Christine here. If you're already a part of our tribe, then you know the drill. Feel free to skip ahead to the goods. But for those of you who are just joining our community, welcome. Here's a quick 411 of myself. I've been supporting people to live radiant lives for over 2 decades. Before my life as a coach and mentor, I was an executive at Disney, competed for Team USA and won a silver medal in the World Championships, and worked as a CX strategist for big brands from Microsoft to Mattel. Hands down, the biggest game changer I witnessed among my clients and myself is having self-awareness. The more self-aware I became, the more success I achieved. Something I teach as a core principle of my coaching program, CX Yourself. You see, even in life's toughest moments, be it getting fired, enduring heartbreak, or facing personal and business losses, there's always a silver lining. The magic is in capturing the gems and then activating them to get the life you want. And my coaching style? I'm all about those quick, simple, short tips, tricks, tools, and hacks to make being more self-aware easier and effective. There are no hard and fast rules, no one size fits all. It's all about uncovering your superpower and embracing the fluidity of your own life. So if you're ready to venture beyond the usual and embrace the exciting and the risky to get the life you really, really want, you're in the right place. Now back to the goods.